Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Houston Soccer HQ. I'm Carolina Sanchez.
And I'm Anthony Antoine. Welcome to another exciting episode. We got a lot to talk about here today, all leading up to the World Cup 2026.
Yes, and we've got two special guests today, but we're starting with somebody that you and we've gotten to know.
That's my boy.
Pretty well. We've got David Fletcher joining us, the general manager of Lone Star Sports and Entertainment. Welcome.
Welcome.
Great to be here and good to see you guys. It's a beautiful day for soccer in Houston.
Yes. All right. Before we get started and talk about the Gold Cup and what you've got going on, what exactly do you do over there at Lone
That's
Star
a great
Sports?
question. I just smile and shake hands. But no, Lone Star Sports and Entertainment is part of the Houston Texans organization. We have really served as an event vehicle to bring major events to Houston since 2003. Our first event on sports was U.S. versus Mexico in 2003. So we just had that come back. Pretty cool. Around CONCACAF Gold Cup final, which we'll obviously talk about in a bit. But, we primarily serve as an event business. We do a number of other things for the McNair family as well. But our focus is bringing big events to Houston and doing great things for our community. And I think soccer has been a very, very successful way for us to do that over the years.
Yeah, okay, so you've been doing this for a while. Talk about some of the events that have been under your umbrella since the early 2000s to now, to kind of give folks an idea of like the real scope of what you guys are doing, because you're thinking far ahead as well.
We are. So as I mentioned, we do primarily major events inside NRG Stadium, though we have done a number of events outside of Houston as well over the years. Our biggest event, every single major soccer event to date that has happened in NRG Stadium has been a Lone Star Sports and Entertainment event. So we work very closely with the World Cup effort. Chris Canetti is a great friend and neighbor and mentor. And, over the years, those have included, Manchester Man City, which was a fantastic event in 2017, all the CONCACAF Gold Cups, including last month's final. We've brought in international friendlies. We've done World Cup qualifiers. We've done a variety of club events over the years, big, small, and everything in between. But fortunately, because of the great market that we're in, most have been huge events for our community and put a great spotlight on Houston as a destination for the sport. So we're excited about what we can do going forward with that coming off of World Cup, and maybe beforehand. We'll see. We'll talk a little bit about that. But for us, the World Cup, like it is for Houston as a whole, is a crowning achievement that we're very, very proud to have played a role in, and excited for what it will bring next summer.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, Gold Cup.
Oh, yeah, let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about the Gold Cup.
You unfortunately were in Kerrville handling that,
Yes.
the tragic events that happened there. But I was fortunate enough to go, and baby, y'all put on quite a show. But how do you measure success in an event like that?
Yeah, it's a tournament, right? So let's start there. It's the biggest tournament in our region, a celebration of the national teams getting together every 2 years in North and Central America. So you hope for a great matchup, but regardless of what that tournament does, look, it's a big deal for Houston. Almost 1 billion people watch the event worldwide. The event here this year was the 8th time that NRG Stadium had been a participant in CONCACAF Gold Cup, which is more than any other venue in the country.
Okay.
And you combine that with Shell Energy Stadium, who has played host, I believe, the 3rd most. But consistently, Houston has been a part of the Gold Cup every year the tournament's been hosted since 2005.
Wow.
Longer stretch than any other market. And I think that speaks to, certainly the diversity in this community, the access, but it also speaks to the execution that we as a community have around these events and why they're really important at every level, from civic stakeholders, people that live here in Houston, people traveling in to get a chance and experience our great hospitality, and of course at the venues ourselves. We love the opportunity to work with our partners at CONCACAF. And so when the tournament got to the end, it ended up with U.S. and Mexico, which is
That's what you want.
That's what you want in this region.
Want.
I mean, in a final, you want heavyweights, right? Those are the 2 heavyweights, and it was a heavyweight fight. The week was spectacular in so many ways. The most attended soccer match in the history of Houston.
Wow.
70,925 people. For us, a great story to tell around that. Over $50 million in economic impact from that weekend. Half half of the attendees came from out of state.
What?
Based on the ticket data. So you're looking at a tremendous amount of activity in our hotels and our restaurants. Already a big weekend with the holiday and 4th of July, but add that on and it made for what really turned out to be what we want in this business as event producers is something that was great for our community. And then the visibility metrics. I mentioned it when we were talking earlier, but the most watched English broadcast ever right here on Fox 26. Which was awesome. Almost 5.5 million people watching the broadcast just on the English side alone. And when you have these type of major events, the visibility that creates for Houston helps us tell our story as a major events destination, helps us tell our story of a destination for soccer. And it also gives us a chance to show why this is such a great place to live and work. And so at the end of the day, our friends from Mexico who have played in NRG Stadium, the Mexican national team, another small fact, more than any other NFL venue have played in NRG Stadium, and they were their 22nd time, and they won their 10th title, and both of those are records, and both ended up kind of culminating a fantastic weekend around the sport. So we're really happy for our partners at CONCACAF. We're really happy for the soccer community here in Houston. You had Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA
that's what I was going
here.
to ask. It was a huge deal to have FIFA president here.
It was, absolutely.
Especially for a CONCACAF final. What was it like, were you guys making sure all the I's were dotted, the T's were crossed, and making sure you were on your best behavior, put in the best performance ever you can?
This is what we're going to do next year, too. We're going to do this even better.
I'd like to say that I'm good at that, but sometimes I'm not. But on this instance, it was a great showing. All credit to Mayor Whitmire. He helped as part of the host delegation for President Infantino. Vice President for FIFA, Victor Montagliani, is the president of CONCACAF, so he's become a good friend of our community and our organization. And he also very pleased with the opportunity to bring all of his stakeholders in and showcase Houston for its diversity, for its passion for the sport. And yes, there definitely are moments in those games. Again, I work for the Houston Texans organization, so I don't want to minimize how great NFL Sundays are, but the passion that you feel around those events when the national teams are playing and it's a full house, it's something unlike anything else, and it was great to be able to show that to the leadership of the soccer world as we head into World Cup next summer.
We want to get into the tickets a little bit here. The World Cup 2026, a lot of folks are like, listen,
I need to
what
take
are the
my
prices looking like? Because I'm trying to go to the game.
They're going up. But that's how that works, right? High demand, biggest events ever to come through our city, and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So at the end of the day, there is certainly ways to get in. You can go to our website, lssc.net. We are working with the host committee to sell hospitality packages, suites, tickets, etc. But you got to go soon, because I'm telling you, the market will only go up. That's really how these things work. And when you have 7 matches in a community over 30 days, we don't know quite yet who's here. We'll find that out in December when the draw happens. But the expectation is that all of these matches are a really big deal. I mean, there's a great story, and I know Chris Canetti has shared this many times, probably here. But
I know what you're about
the
to
Peruvians went to Russia in 2018 and played a match in a community. The stadium only held 30,000, but there were 75,000 Peruvians, in the city. And so, I mean, that's the type of passion you'll see, you'll hear, you'll feel for a solid month here. And if you do want to experience it in the stadium, the best way to do that is obviously to go on to any of the websites, but you can go to ours, lssc.net, and get involved. The draw will happen in December. When that comes together, you'll know who's going to be here along with everybody else around the country in their matchups.
But the problem is, if you wait for that,
then they aren't going to go. So I'd encourage you. We'll be obviously out at NRG Stadium around Texan season, working to promote and bring those opportunities to fans. So lssc.net in the meantime.
And so what exactly is available now? Is it getting a suite? Is it single tickets? What's available?
Everything is ready right now and available except for single game tickets. that are just in the bowl, right? So you can buy any of the NRG Stadium 7 matches individually. You can buy a package with 2, 3, 4, 7. You can buy games in other markets right now through us, we can mix and match. It's actually incredible how flexible they are with the different options. Individual game tickets will go on sale in early 2026, but that will be after the matches are announced. So now is your time to get in hospitality, get in for suites, and any of the matches at NRG Stadium are available, which includes the 5 opening round matches, the round of 32, and the round of 16 that'll be on 4th of July next year. So.
And we cannot stress this enough. When that draw happens, you guys, where's Cameron?
Crazy.
When that draw happens in December, we know what countries are playing here in Houston. If we get like an Argentina, Brazil, Spain, France, listen, you guys, those tickets are going to be through the roof.
Colombia.
So get Colombia, get them
Mexico.
now. Take advantage of the opportunity. But also, David, like we have Fan Fest happening East Downtown also. So if you can't buy a ticket to go to the game, you can experience the culture, the atmosphere as well.
That is the beauty of this sport. You don't necessarily have to be in the stadium to feel the impact. And I applaud our civic leadership, Chris and that team. Houston is one of the markets that will have all the entire tournament going on in Fan Fest, so fans can be down there, can be around the sights, the sounds, the food, the energy that comes from it, and rightfully so. Houston is a hotbed for the sport. We're so diverse. We're so centrally located. It just makes all the sense in the world, and we have a great community that supports this sport. So really excited to see how that month unfolds. It will be crazy, but
in the best way possible.
In the best way possible,
Yes.
but it's something that I know as somebody who's been around the sport for a long time, I just can't even believe that we get a chance to be a part of it. It's that cool.
Yeah. All right. For the people at home who are not sold on soccer, how do we sell them either on soccer or just World Cup? Like, give them what they need to know to feel this passion that we have.
Go hang out with Carolina. That's for sure. I mean, she's got it. Anthony's not far behind. But in all honesty, look, there are so many ways to be involved in the sport, both at the venue levels. We bring a tremendous amount of content between NRG and Shell Energy Stadium. Again, more than any other market in the country over the last decade. Houston has shown it's a soccer city. Get out to see the Dynamo and the Dash. They are every day in it. The colleges have great teams, U of H and Rice. There's so many youth activities around the city. And yes, at the big levels, we're going to continue to work to bring major events to NRG Stadium and Shell Energy so that fans can experience it. But it starts on the everyday level. It starts on the grassroots level. I would encourage people to look at volunteering. FIFA just opened up their volunteer link. I know y'all are going to work with the committee to promote that, and that's an opportunity to play a role in making Houston look the best. Yeah. And we have such a great base that have supported major events over the years here. We know we're going to show well, but we do need people to be a part of that story. And those are great opportunities to touch, feel, and see what happens firsthand. So, we have a lot of opportunities that are on the horizon, looking at some more events. And I can tell you right now, these don't happen overnight. We're talking about events in 27, 28, 31 to bring major events back to Houston because Houston deserves it, and that's what we're here to do. So we're excited about the future post-World Cup, but definitely the next 10 months can be pretty special.
Amazing. David Fletcher, thank you so much for coming, and we'll be seeing more of you over the next year.
Thank y'all.
All right, y'all stay right there. We've got more with Houston Soccer HQ after the break.
Hi, this is Uncle Craig from the Editorium with this week's soccer news. Today I'm going to concentrate on the movement of most of the national team players in Europe. A lot of them are moving clubs this summer, and let's see what's going on.
Let's start off with Tim Weah. He just completed a move to French side Olympique Marseille from Juventus. Weah returns to France, where he spent a big chunk of his career. It also gave him a chance to recreate this iconic photo from when his dad went to play for Marseille. Little known fact. Weah's dad, George, won the Ballon d'Or in 1995, and then went on to become the president of African country Liberia. Now to Malik Tillman. He has returned to Germany's Bundesliga, joining Bayer Leverkusen from PSV Eindhoven in the Netherlands. Tillman's transfer was the second biggest transfer for a USMNT player ever at $41 million. Only Christian Pulisic has commanded a bigger fee. Tim Howard told Soccer HQ.
Tillman, look, I think, forget roster, I think Tillman right now, for me, is on the starting 11. I don't know in the World Cup, but certainly if you're looking at who our best 11 is, without question, he's there.
Hold on for 1 second.
Hey, you're talking during my stand-ups.
Okay, now we're back. Others making moves include Matt Turner returning to the New England Revolution on loan from France's Olympique Lyonnais. Turner played with the Revolution for 7 seasons previously and looks to lock in some playing time as he battles for the USMNT's #1 keeper jersey. Midfielder Johnny Cardoso makes a move within Spain's La Liga. Cardoso had a breakout season playing for Real Betis last year and now moves to Spanish giant Atletico Madrid. Striker Damian Downs moved from Germany to England's Southampton, where he'll play in the second division of English football called the Championship. He saw his first action against Ryan Reynolds' Wrexham Red Dragons this past weekend, but after hearing him introduced, I didn't hear from him again. Lastly, Patrick Agyemang leaves MLS side Charlotte FC for Derby County, playing in the very same league as Downs. The English second division plays quality football, and Agyemang will need to up his game to get starters minutes. That's it from the editorium. See you next week. No interns were harmed in the making of this segment.
Hey.
All right. Welcome back to Houston Soccer HQ. I'm Anthony Antoine.
And I'm Carolina Sanchez, and we've got a new guest. We've got Tommy Calabro. He is the Chief Safety and Security Officer for the Houston Host Committee for the FIFA World Cup 2026.
That's right. You got it.
Wow. Tommy, welcome.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
I mean, you have quite the job.
Yes, I do. I have a lot of job with responsibility, but I also have a lot of partners that are helping me out with the safety and security planning for the World Cup. We have all our safety and security partners with the local, state, and federal agencies, law enforcement agencies, along with fire, EMS, and rescue.
All right, how did you land this gig? Because you clearly have quite a resume.
Well, I spent 40 years on the Houston Police Department, with my last 24 years with the Tactical Operations Division on the SWAT team. And with that job, we worked a lot of sporting events in Houston, starting with the Super Bowls, World Series, Final Fours, football. So we were heavily involved with the safety and security planning with these things on a tactical response side, being on the SWAT team. So during that time, I made a lot of relationships. I had a lot of experience both on the planning side and operational side. So when I retired last year, I got the job working for the host committee over safety and security.
Okay, so you get that job, huge responsibility. How do you marry your 40 plus years of experience to this new opportunity here, working with so many different departments?
Well, with relationships and communications. Made a lot of relationships across the years, and we've had a lot of experience in Houston handling major sporting events, with all the sporting events we have. Plus, we have good relationships with our local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, along with the fire department. So we come with a lot of experience as far as getting these done, and not only experience, but expertise as well. So the resources are there, and we just have to pull it all together to come up with a comprehensive, multi-layer safety and security plan for World Cup that has many components. When everybody thinks about the World Cup, they just think about the matches we're going to have at NRG Stadium. But there's more to that. There's a big footprint within Harris County in the city of Houston, and those are things we have to look at. So although I'm working over safety and security, there are a multitude of agencies, and we're probably up to about 150 people now that are on our work group planning committees that are working on these different components on the safety and security side.
Wait, so beyond the matches, where are you guys going to be? I mean, because there's going to be people coming in from all over the world.
Right. It's going to be a global experience for the city of Houston. So, like I said, when everybody thinks the World Cup, they think of the 7 matches are going to be played at NRG. But it's more than that. We have the airports, everybody that's going to be flying into Houston from all over the world. So we have the airports. We have the hotels where everybody's going to be staying. We have the practice fields where the teams that are coming in are going to be practicing. The base camps, they're going to be practicing here in Houston if we get some base camps. We have Fan Fest, the fabulous Fan Fest that we're going to have in Edo. So we have all these different venues and events that are going to be occurring outside of the actual 7 matches that we're going to have. So those are the things that we're looking at, and we're going to have a robust uniform presence across the footprint where you're going to see uniformed officers all over, from the Houston Police Department, Harris County Sheriff's Office. They're going to have a presence all over. Public service is the first thing they're going to be doing as far as welcoming all the visitors that are going to be coming into the city. But they also have a law enforcement responsibility as well. So we want to make it a welcoming environment, but we also want to be there for safety and security to make sure everything goes safely for the World Cup tournament here in Houston.
So do you like pick up the phone and call like other cities or countries and their law enforcement departments to get an idea of how they were able to secure their World Cups in the past? So do you have those conversations at
Yes,
all?
we do, all the time. What we start with is a foundation of plans that we used before in the past, and then we build on those plans to have a core plan over safety and security. And then we enhance it to the soccer world. So to answer your question, yes, we stay in contact with all 11 host cities within the United States, as well as Canada and Mexico. So the host cities on the safety and security side, we have meetings all the time. We have monthly meetings, quarterly meetings to stay in touch. So we have continuity within the tournament as far as safety and security is concerned.
Can you speak about, I'm going to speak about the matches just from a personal experience here. So I went to the Copa America final last year in Miami, where they basically shut the gates, and so many of us were sardined outside without any notice of what was going on for multiple minutes. Like, they delayed the game and everything. And this is one instance here in the U.S. But, you know, in Europe, you have clashes that go out into the streets. How do you, as a group, prepare not only to, you know, mitigate and hopefully prevent a situation like that, but to also make sure that the people who are going to enjoy the game and aren't the troublemakers feel safe and feel like, you know, they can be informed and they're going to make it to their seat at a reasonable time?
Right, that's a great question. And those are things we're working on. The fan culture of soccer, crowd management. We have a crowd management strategy that we're going to be utilizing our special response groups. So we were looking at those things. And our partnership with FIFA, they have that experience over there, the global soccer experience. So we're learning a lot from them about the fan culture and how to address those lessons learned from other incidents that have happened across the world. So we are working on that. That's part of our safety and security plan. As far as mentioning a robust uniform presence, we have that crowd management plan where our special response groups, that's going to be their only responsible, is make sure the fans are safe as far as going to the games or any of the other events that are out there. So we're preparing for that. We have a tactical response plan with our SWAT teams, our bomb squads, our EOD canines. So we have a variety of different components to address different things. You may see a visible uniform presence. There will be things you may not see with the safety and security plan, that they are there ready to deploy to an incident if something were to occur. So there are many facets to the safety and security plan. Transportation, traffic is going to be, we're going to have a lot of visitors coming to Houston. Those are things we're looking at as far as a mobility plan. We know Metro. A lot of people are going to be using the Metro buses and the light rails to commute. And those are new things that, although we've had major sporting events in Houston, these are things that are going to be used heavily during World Cup, traveling to and from the airports, to the hotels, to the matches. So those are things we're looking at. We know going to Fan Fest, a lot of people are going to be coming from the hotels from downtown. So we have a traffic mobility plan because we know we have the Astros playing at Dakin Stadium. We have the Toyota Center, the GRB. We know there's going to be a lot of people in there. So we're accounting for those things so we can extend the traffic and mobility plan beyond the Fan Fest area to create safe corridors for people traveling into Fan Fest, as well as NRG Park. NRG Park and NRG Stadium, it's like a city unto itself. They are set and they know how to put on these big sporting events. So we're doing the same thing for NRG as well. With the fan culture, FIFA has their own intelligence network where we're getting information on the fans, on the teams. Wow. So we'll be well prepared to expect when the teams come to Houston on how to deploy for our safety and security
That's
plan.
amazing,
Did not know
Tommy.
that,
I
yeah.
know y'all are gonna be ready.
So-
I'm excited that you the chief, baby.
We I'm not doing it alone.
No.
We have a big team, and everybody gets along, and everybody is engaged, and they have the passion of being successful in putting together this safety and security plan. We've done it before, and like I said, we have a lot of experience. So things are going well. Everybody is laser focused. We want to showcase the county and the city during the World Cup. And we will be ready by
You
next summer.
sure will. Thank you so much, Chief Safety and Security Officer for the Houston Host Committee for the FIFA
Well, it's a
World
pleasure.
Cup
Thanks for having me.
2026. Okay, before we go, I want to shout out an event that's happening this Monday, August 18th at U of H downtown. It is the screening of the 1970 World Cup final between Brazil and Italy. And baby, it's one of the best games you'll ever see. That goal by Carlos Alberto, baby. Pelé was on the team. I mean, it is a match to watch. If you haven't seen it, you must watch it. And it's hosted by our friends Betiri and Glenn Davis, who we have to have on the show soon. All right, so make sure you go visit them for Monday Night Football, not football, football, at U of H downtown, 6 to 8 p.m.